Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone here to the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes, England, for the official weigh-in for Sunday night's big night of boxing action. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and it's going to be shown live around the world on Sky Sports and DAZN. Sponsored by William Hill, Wow Hydrate, Nordic Track, and JD Sports. It's a great fight card, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring the fighters up so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest for the evening will be opening up at 7 o'clock, 10 rounds for the English Middleweight Championship. Introducing up first, the challenger, fighting out of Brixton, London, England. He's with his head trainer, Xavier Miller. Professional record, 8 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Sunday night, he'll be making his second attempt at the title. Please welcome to the stage, the Pest, John Hard Knocks Harding Jr. Harding Jr.
Interesting story and journey John has had. He was the wrong man to spend time inside prison for many years, and he was determined when he came out, determined to fight around, met Vivian White, and he has done exactly that. It's a fantastic feel-good story. He's amassed 8 victories in 10 fights. He had a good battle with Jack Cullen, just came up short there. This is his next chance at a title, the English middleweight title challenge with John Harding Jr.
11 stone 2.1 for the challenger. 11 stone 2.1 for John Harding Jr.
Inside, well inside the 11 stone 6 middleweight limit. It's one of the questions whether he will come down in weight. He's taking this opportunity against the champion, the very cool card.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the stage to head to the scale with his head trainer, Terry Stewart. His professional record, a perfect one. 15 fights, 15 victories, 7 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Luton, Sunday night, he'll be making his first defense of the title. Please welcome the reigning, defending undefeated English middleweight champion, Linus Udofia. Udofia.
From Luton, the 27-year-old, he was full of confidence. He feels he can go up the levels of this sport, and this is a stepping stone for him. Charming and very calm, really.
11 stone 2.3 for the champion. 11 stone 2.3 for Linus Udofia.
Really good fight for the English middleweight title, this Darren, and John Harding Jr. I think looks in the best shape of his career. He's had essentially a 6-month warm weather camp out with Dillian White. He's come back in the last few weeks, sparring Chris Congo as well. And well, Linus was saying yesterday that John is not a natural middleweight and maybe struggles, but he's coming at 11-2 and looks fantastic at the weight.
Strange that is for both to weigh 11-2. I mean, you're closer to light middle, super welterweight. Yeah. I mean, they're both decent sized middleweights, I'd say, but when you look at them on the scales there, would it be too much of a struggle to get down to 11-2? I mean, they'd be giants, but who knows?
Linus Udofia, John Harding Jr., 10 rounds for the English Middleweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, the weigh-in continues right now. Our next contest, 4 rounds in the super middleweight division. That's at a 12-stone limit. Introducing up first, a gentleman from Manchester, originally from the Czech Republic. 2 wins, 4 defeats. Please welcome John Arden. Arden.
Very excited about this show.
11 stone, 11 pounds even for John Arden. 11-11 for John Arden.
11-11 for Arden from the Czech Republic.
And now making his way to the stage for the very first time in the paid ranks, ladies and gentlemen, with his head trainer Sab Leo, 18 years old, stands 6'5". He's a southpaw, 4-time national champion, 7-time international champion, fighting out of Takeley, England. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the gentleman, John J. Hedges.
Darren, I don't know if you've had a chance to chat much to John this week. Really, really nice guy for 18 years of age and taking this whole experience, which will come with a lot of pressure at his age, but taking it and dealing with everything very well.
Yeah, look, I just think when you've got an amateur pedigree like he does, he's competent, he knows his way around the ring, he knows he's a good fighter, he's obviously had a good camp, sparring's been well, so there's nothing to really worry about. It's
11 stone, 13.3 for the gentleman, John J. Hedges.
He really is a giant though, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can work to those advantages that he has, he's a handful for anyone.
I just missed the weight there, I have to say, just as we were chatting. I think I heard David say 11, and it may have been 11-12, but do forgive us because I just missed that, but we'll find that out shortly. But I mean, at his height and his age, you've got to remember, he may still be growing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he does look like he's got a frame that still needs to fill out slightly, but I think it's about remaining what he does, keep them attributes that he's got, you know, his speed, he's a very good fighter. You don't want to put on too much muscle when you're filling out to sort of slow yourself down, but yeah, I think he's a very exciting talent, and I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more of him.
Yeah, absolutely. So these two second out, just a 4-rounder.
Gentlemen, John J. Hedges, John Arden, 4 rounds, super middleweights, Sunday night, Milton Keynes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the grudge match. 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super featherweight division. That's at a limit of 9 stone 4 pounds. Let's go ahead and welcome up the contestants right now with his head trainer Errol Johnson. Professional record 13 wins, 6 defeats. He's the former Midlands area champion, fighting out of Birmingham. Ladies and gentlemen, Kane Baker. Baker.
So Darren, it's going to be about which of these two guys was able to stay the most disciplined, because that frustration of getting all the way there, having weighed in 2, and then knowing that you can't really kind of rehydrate properly and go back to that weight. You've got to stay on it because you know that fight and the reschedule is just over the hill. But Kane Baker looks good there, and clearly he stayed disciplined, and that tells you how motivated he is.
Look, this is his pot of gold. Though he's the more experienced fighter out of the two, Fears is the talented guy with a pedigree, etc. So we know.
And now headed to the stage and the scale with his head trainer Jamie Moore. Please welcome the undefeated charge, fighting out of Oldham, Aqib Diaz. Diaz.
So as Kane Baker said yesterday, this one's been agreed at 133 pounds, so in essence a lightweight catch weight, when Baker himself says he's a super featherweight, and the last one I think I had written down as 132 pounds. Is that extra pound just maybe Jamie Moore giving his charge that little bit of extra breathing space,
952 for Aqib Diaz. 952 for the 5-0 Aqib Diaz.
And 9.5 incidentally is 133 pounds, so he's come in with nothing to spare there. Yeah, do you think that's Jamie just perhaps giving his charge a little bit of extra breathing?
I think so. Look, he's a young lad. He's still finding his feet in this game, and I think Jamie's done the wise move. There's no point killing him on the scale, so get to a weight where, you know, it suits both really. Kane looks in great shape, doesn't he? And this is his big opportunity. But I'm so intrigued to see Fears again. We was very lucky to commentate on him in Manchester, wasn't we? Was it Quigg Carroll?
Quigg and Carroll, yeah.
And I was very impressed with what I see.
Diaz, Kane Baker, 8 rounds, super featherweights, Sunday night, Milton Keynes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are set to weigh in our next contest of the evening. 8 rounds scheduled in the heavyweight division. That is 14 stone, 4 pounds. Let's go ahead and bring the gentleman up to the stage and the scale. Introducing up first, he represents Murphy's Boxing. He stands with his head trainer, Packy Collins. Professional record, 13 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 1 draw and 8 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the 4-time Irish national champion and the reigning Massachusetts, New England, and IBA America's heavyweight champion, fighting out of Gorey, County Wexford, Ireland. Ladies and gentlemen, Niall Kennedy. Kennedy.
Yeah, so as you heard, been doing the circuits in the United
15-9
States.
and 1/2 for Niall Kennedy. 15-9 and 1/2 for Niall Kennedy.
And that's bang on where he normally comes in. The one thing very consistent with his weight, always between 222, 226 pounds, which is kind of right on the 16
And now
stone limit,
making
and
his way to the stage and the scale with his head trainer, Leonard Pietri. His professional record thus far, perfect. 4 fights. 4 victories, all 4 victories coming by way of knockout. Here is the exciting and hard-hitting young phenom fighting out of Zagreb, Croatia. Ladies and gentlemen, Alen, the Savage Babic. Babic.
29 years old from Zagreb. 4 fights, 4 knockout wins.
Well, all the comparisons were going to be made after Joseph Parker's performance, getting rid of Chantelle Winters in 5. And Alen Babic, that made me jump. And Alen Babic did it in just 2. Not me at all. Little hop and a skip there, no problem. Yeah, it came in at 205 pound against
14-3 and 1/4 for the Savage. 14-3 and 1/4 for Alen Babic.
So 205 was 14-6. Which is what he came in against Winters, so he's coming in light, and clearly this is where he feels good.
Yeah, he's a beast, isn't he? Absolute beast. But from what I've seen of Niall Kennedy, he likes to be aggressive. He likes to hold the centre of the ring. There's not a great deal in the height there, is there?
Well, I say there's a little bit.
Alen Babic, Niall Kennedy, 8 rounds, heavyweight, Sunday night, matchroom boxing.
And the one thing Kennedy said, he said, look, I'll be the first kind of genuine big man that he'll be up against. No fist bump there. Niall's got left hanging, but David met him. That was nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the chief support for Sunday night's big night of boxing action. 10 rounds for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. This is a vacant title. Introducing up first to the stage, she's a 2012 Olympic bronze medalist, undefeated, 6 fights, 6 victories, 1 coming by way of knockout. She's the reigning WBC Silver Super Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Introducing the Pitbull, Adriana dos Santos Araujo. Araujo.
Bronze in the Olympic Games. 300 hours of fight. She's unbeaten in 6.
So Olympic bronze medalist, she was right in the mix with the likes of Katie Taylor, Sofia Ochegava, Mira Potkonen as well, who was her last defeat as an amateur at the Rio Games. Potkonen, of course, went on to win the bronze medal, the medal which Araujo took at London 2012, a star amateur amongst some of the very best and the most competitive division in the world. Only 6 fights as a pro, though, 38 years of age now, too.
10 stone 5.7 for Araujo. 10 stone 5.7 for Araujo.
Of course, the limit for this in stone, for those of you watching, is 10 stone. So she's coming 5 pounds over, which is 145 pounds. Chantelle Cameron, of course, will have to come in under 140. And listen, Darren, I don't want to use the word taking liberties, but that is quite a lot.
I'm a little bit disappointed there. Well, well, I'm very disappointed because I'm not being horrible. She's a little fleshy as well. It's not like she looks stripped down on the weight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making her way to the stage and the scale with her head trainer, Jamie Moore. Professional record, also a perfect one. 12 fights, 12 victories, 7 of them coming by way of knockout. She's the IBO World and WBC Silver Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Northampton, England. Introducing Il Capo, Chantelle Cameron.
Chantelle Cameron, as you heard there, the IBO champion. It was a brilliant performance over against Vivian Obernorth about 3 years ago now, and that was the fight before Obernorth broke Natasha Jonas up in just a handful of rounds. So we know what kind of fighter she is. She can really put her shots together well. She's a spiteful, aggressive fighter, had time to develop and mature, and I think this kind of title shot
9-11-7 for Chantelle Cameron. 9-11-7.
And absolutely bang on the weight there. 9-11-7. Couldn't have done it any better. Looks fantastic. And what an opportunity for her tomorrow.
She's, for those who don't know much about Chantelle Cameron, for me, one of the most exciting females out there. She, like you say, she puts her shots together so well. She's aggressive. She likes to get on the front foot. She's very calculated, and that's because of the great amateur pedigree she has and the grounding she has. But she really loads up with her shots. So she's so exciting, and I'm going with England having a new world champion. I think from what I've seen there on the scales and the ability, I think Chantelle Cameron does this, and she's a new world champion for us.
Chantelle Cameron, Adriana Dos Santos Araujo, 10 rounds for the vacant WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World. Sunday night, Matchroom Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We'd like to welcome everybody to the official weigh-in for Sunday night's huge night of boxing action, and it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening. It's all being brought to you Sunday night courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. Sponsored by William Hill, Wow Hydrate, Nordic Track, and JD Sports. All of the action will be televised live around the world on Sky Sports and DAZN. The main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds for the WBA International Light Heavyweight Championship. That will be contested at 12 stone 7. Introducing up first to the stage and to the scale, the challenger. He's undefeated in his campaign, 11 fights, 11 victories, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Marčana, Croatia, here is the tough and elusive Marko Calic.
So Marko Calic had 4 amateur contests against Alen Babic, of course, both of them countrymen. And, well, according to the records, there's only 3 of them actually on record, and Calic won 2 of them. Both are available on YouTube as well. Interesting contest. Babic, as you can imagine, marauding forward. But Calic is hard to hit clean upstairs, slips and slides well. He keeps that long lead hand out. He leans back and makes himself clean to catch upstairs.
10 stone 4 3/4 for the challenger, Marko Calic. 12 stone 4 3/4 from Marko Calic.
I was going to say 10 stone 4 would there would be nothing left of him at that height, but it was relief. It was 12 stone 4, so £3 inside the limit, looking nice and healthy too. But I think we're about to see a different beast for Joshua Buatsi off the scales, and I think probably for many people who, if anyone had forgotten how good he is, will be fully reminded tomorrow night, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a tremendous talent, isn't he?
And now making his way to the stage, undefeated in his professional record, 12 fights, 12 victories, 10 of them coming by way of knockout. He is the 2016 Olympic bronze medalist. Sunday night, he'll be making his 5th defense of his international title, fighting out of Croydon, London. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA International Light Heavyweight Champion, Joshua Just Business Buatsi.
So former British champion, dispatched of the domestic opposition who would accept the challenges offered to them in the last couple of years. Liam Conroy, probably the best of those, and he made pretty quick work of him too. Of course, the outcries from the public that they want to see him moved on now, and of course he's had that year out through.
12-4-3 for Joshua Buatsi, 12-4-3 for the reigning WBA International Champion.
So 12-4, looking absolutely spot on as well, as usual, because speaking to Mark Gillespie, his trainer, he said to me, Darren, and I've known these guys for 4 or 5 years, he says he just doesn't do days off. Everything he is supposed to do, he does. Nutrition, his runs, he just does not cut corners. He said, I've never seen a fighter as diligent. And when you combine that with the natural talent that he obviously has, those are the ingredients, and of course the willingness to learn and everything else that signify that he could get to world level.
Oh, without a doubt. Look, it's just about staying busy now. It was reported, what, it's 400 days he would have been out of the ring.
Yeah.
So it's about staying active now, but everyone's in the same boat with what's been going on. Slight height advantage for Calic, who, for me, I was impressed with his footwork. From what I've seen, he moves very well in and out of range.
Yeah, Marko Calic is in some pretty chunky trainers there, and Buatsi,
Joshua
just because on your screen you might not be able to see that.
12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA International Light Heavyweight Championship. Main event, Sunday night, Milton Keynes, Sky Sports, and Matchroom Boxing.